If you've ever been told you need a CT scan or an MRI, you may have thought, a what? And what should I expect? Today I'm breaking it down from my experiences. I have had 2 CT scans and 4 MRIs in my life so far, and I get to do these annually. So let's talk about it. Hey everyone, my name's Matt. I'm a colon cancer survivor and I have Lynch Syndrome, which means that I have a higher risk of developing cancer in my lifetime. Quick disclaimer, this is based on my own personal experience. This is not medical advice. If you have questions, please go and consult a doctor or somebody in the medical field. They're going to be a lot smarter about this. So, what is a CT scan? A CT scan is short for a computed tomography. Basically, it is an x-ray machine that you lay down for. I mean, I've had x-rays where I'm standing up to see if I have a broken arm or whatever it might be. But for this one, you lay down on a table and it's basically a donut shape object. And the table will move you back and forth so that it can align up to take these x-rays that it needs. And typically it's pretty quick. I mean, we're talking minutes in order to get this done. And that's a really nice part about it. An MRI is quite a bit different, in my opinion, than a CT. A MRI doesn't use radiation, it's magnetic, and which is actually part of what MRI stands for, magnetic resonance imaging. And it basically uses magnets and radio waves, but the MRI is a little bit more of a longer tube, basically, that you're in. Now, the CT is relatively quiet, especially compared to an MRI, where you hear a lot of loud banging, whirring, clicking, thudding. I even think you hear a little bit of EDMs, like electronic dance music. And the MRI takes quite a bit longer. I mean, I've been in there maybe 30 to 45 minutes each time that I've done it, and it can be a little claustrophobic. It's kind of similar to this, but this has holes. So just imagine that these are all filled. But you're basically, if you want to know what it feels like, it's something like this. But just imagine these holes are no longer there. Now, I've done 4 of these in my lifetime. 2 where they've been for a brain scan. And if you're going in for one of those, they have put a cage over your head. I've had 2 where I've had the cages on. And I actually don't mind those because the last time I've had that cage on, there was actually a mirror. You're able to look at the cage and see a mirror. And then you could see out into the room that you're in for the MRI. So that was nice. The most recent MRI that I had, the machine that I went into had an opening on both sides, so I could see the light in the room, because you're in there all the way. I mean, especially for me, they're doing my chest or abdomen area. But the MRI that I went into also had vents in it, so there was some airflow going back and forth that I could feel, which was really nice. And some places give you music or headphones so that they can talk to you as well while you're in this MRI. So that helps to kind of take your mind off of it. Now, there's a caveat to these where you're doing a CT scan and MRI. You may have to do contrast, which is something that I have to do. And so for the CT scan, the contrast is typically iodine based, and they put it in through an IV. And it's a weird sensation. And you get this warm feeling. I get a metallic taste in the back of my mouth. And it kind of feels like I peed myself as well. I haven't, thankfully, yet. But it feels like I've peed myself as well. Now, the whole experience of that lasts maybe a minute or 2. It is pretty quick, and then it kind of starts to subside. Now, for the MRI, they use a different type of contrast. I haven't ever had any issues with it. I haven't really felt anything, maybe a little bit of a cool feeling as it's going in, but nothing compared to that contrast for that CT scan. They're not too bad. You know, in the last video, and I'll link below, I talked about having a colonoscopy. I would rather do a CT scan and an MRI any day of the week than have to go through a colonoscopy. So I hope this helped sharing my experience having CTs and MRIs done in my life. Drop a comment below if you've had a CT or MRI. My name's Matt. I'm a colon cancer survivor, and I have Lynch syndrome. And this is not medical advice. This is just based on my own personal experience. And we'll see you in the next one.